Yes, the benefits are coming to town. The benefits are coming to town. Sorry, guys, you know I'm not from American Idol, right? But I'm working on it. I'm here with my good friend Jasmine is in the house. What's up, Jasmine?
Hey, Richard.
What did you think of
Not a
that
whole lot.
song? Did I
I love
crush it or what? Did I get a
you
10?
did crush it. I know. I missed it. I missed it.
Don't
But
don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Come on.
you know what I love about this whole thing is like just that it was really authentic, and like the idea that you sprung to me yesterday with even having a little tagline. It's just so creative and fun. So thank you.
Exactly. Well, tell everybody the tagline. Go for it.
Oh, well, God, I have to do the tagline. What is
He
it?
knows when you're sleeping.
Okay. He knows when you're awake. No, wait, that's not what it was.
You need benefits in 25. Well, whatever it was, it was. Okay, so everybody out there listening today, this is Jasmine's first live podcast ever, right?
My first time.
Well, welcome to the world, and it's so exciting to have you on the Shark Show. You know that, to be the first one. I'm going to tell you what, the most exciting show ever. I'm just joking, but at the end of the day, this is going to be so much fun. And what we're talking about today, employee benefits for everybody. For 25, we're all going to need benefits. I mean, I go to the gym, I'm sore sometimes. I mean, I need to get a massage. I need medical help, who knows what. But before we even deep dive into it, Jasmine, I love what you did in the past because she was part of the sector that I was, light industrial, which will give you silver in the hair. And 5 years I did of it. I don't know how many years you did, but break it down for 2 minutes of what you did back in the day.
Yeah. So I first got into staffing back in, 2013, I think, and was in light industrial. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I managed about a $20 million book of business in that area for, it was about 15 million when I took it over, ended close to 20. I left in 2019 when things got, pretty tight with the labor market. I loved staffing. I loved my job. In fact, the guy that recruited me to insurance had been asking me for like 6 years. He was like, I think you'd be so good at what I do. Like, you should totally consider it. And then it just finally, the timing lined up where, I'd been doing the staffing thing for a while. I just had a moment of like, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? There's not enough people for the jobs. I'm a commission-based salesperson. My buddy thinks I'm going to do great at this. And so I just kind of like flew the coop a little bit, got into employee benefits with a smaller regional brokerage firm. And then about 2.5 years ago, a recruiter from MMA called me and said, hey, we have this division out of the Chicago area that specializes in staffing, and we see that you have experience there and you're licensed in employee benefits. Would you be interested in becoming an expert and just focusing on a niche? And I loved staffing. Like I said, I really did not want to get out of it.
No.
And so I was like, sign me up all day long. And the rest is kind of history. So I've been at MMA for 2.5 years, and it's been going great, learning so much though about, the business side, because when you're selling light industrial, like, that, right? You know how that works. That's its own thing altogether. But coming over to this side and just learning, about the technologies and the different industries and niches within the industries, the payroll funding, insurance, risk management, private equity has been like a massive thing, right? So I've just learned so much being on this side of it, and I'm back in staffing. But I do mostly, I personally focus on employee benefits. That's my discipline. However, I like to tell people that my job is to make friends and solve problems. So I can solve a lot of different problems. And so employee benefits is one. We also do obviously property and casualty and the work comp, cyber liability, like all of that fun stuff. And MMA also does 401ks. So really when I'm out, on these lives now, I'm just looking for someone that needs help with any of those areas. And honestly, even outside of that, I've done some just brainstorming and collaboration with clients and prospects on a whole lot of things just because of my range of experience. So before I got into sales, I was in marketing, and it turns out that sales is just marketing and action.
It's the same thing,
It's
Jasmine. It's marketing and sales is the same thing. It's all
Yeah.
about collaboration. I don't sell anything. I always say at the end of the day, you don't sell anything. You just collaborate. The rest is history.
Make friends, solve problems. I'm going to write a book.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
Are you really?
This is my official announcement. Now I have to do it.
Breaking news. She's writing a book, guys, out there. Okay. So when's it coming out? 2026, 2027? What?
Well, so interesting. Like I literally, I actually had a guy reach out to me. So he helps people become self-published, which is the process is much shorter, less expensive, not as it's polished. But anyway, he reached out to me and I really have been thinking about writing a book. And I was like, sure, like I'll take this 30-minute meeting with him. And he actually loved my idea. He was like, that's a great idea. And so, it could be, I can't put a timeline on it. It could be as soon as 6 months or as long as, let's say, 18 months, because
there it is. Breaking news right there.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a pop-up book too. Cause if I ever write one, it's gonna be a pop-up one with music and shit like that. I'm going to make it real, like I am. 10 seconds, you're in and out with the book. You're like, oh, this is good.
You know what? I will take that into consideration. There will definitely be pop-ups and music for you.
And you know what? One thing I'm going to tell you in a book, please have pictures. A book without pictures.
Yeah. So I'm really into the typeset, like how books are laid out on the page and like how the font comes. And I don't need pictures, but I like breaks. And so, yeah, I know what you mean, but sure, pictures, we'll get those in there for you too.
Yes, Jasmine's got all kind of breaking news today. So, okay, so now it's benefit time. Let's talk about this because, being in light industrial, that a lot of the workers don't have benefits. I mean, and that now they need that. I mean, seriously, everybody needs benefits these days.
Yeah. So interestingly, Richard, obviously in staffing, there's actually, well, maybe not obviously, because I know this space, maybe not everyone understands this, but in staffing, an employer usually has two like completely separate benefit plans, right? They have the internal plans for the corporate people, and then they have the field plans, which, really kind of came about in full force when the Affordable Care Act rolled out and said, if you employ more than 50 employees, you have to offer at least the minimum essential care and all of that stuff. So there's really two kind of separate types of plans that have completely separate objectives. And by and large, I mean, the types of plans that have been available in the field space, they just haven't made care accessible, right? So there's been a really big shift in, taking care of people. There's thousands of prescriptions that you can get for free, but people don't know that. And so there's a lot of education that has to go into offering a benefit program. And honestly, there's a study out there that suggests that 60% of people just want you, whoever it is that's enrolling them in a plan, to put them in what's best for them because they just don't understand, and they will not sign up for anything over, being maybe automatically enrolled in a MEC plan that gives them unlimited telehealth, access to those prescription drugs, mental health, telehealth services, and just things that really make an impact, right? Like if you can manage your diabetes, your high blood pressure, your cholesterol, like you are going to be healthier and you're going to show up to work more. So there has been a huge kind of shift, I think, in that space. I did a lot of consulting on the field benefit programs this year, put in a couple new ones, and there's a couple great ones out there. Hooray Health comes to mind for sure. I'm doing a big implementation.
Give a little plug for people. Go ahead. Get two plugs. Go for it.
I love Hooray. They've got integrations with ATS, like that helps, but their product, the app, and super user friendly. Like even from a standpoint, Richard, of like from the staffing agency standpoint, people saying, I don't think I have coverage. Okay, so you have to go figure out, does this person have coverage? With Hooray, there's an app. And so the person knows that they have coverage because it's in their app, right?
We need an app for everything now, don't you? I have an app for my healthcare. Everything's on there. It gives you alerts and everything. That's what you need these days.
Yeah. So I did a lot of consulting in that space this year, which I was like horrified to learn. Like one of my friends, I was telling her about this big rollout that I'm doing with Hooray Health. And she was like, you do the field benefit plans too? And I was like, yes, I do. And then, we also do 401k. So we have a whole division of retirement specialists that know staffing, know PEOs, know the regulations. Give a lot of free advice even before you're a client. So if you're, wandering around in that space, reach out. Would love to have a conversation and get you connected to people who actually, have experience in the industry and with the regulations that have been rolling out.
This is good stuff. So I want to deep dive in for a minute here. So do you see a lot of staffing firms out there that don't carry insurance for their internal employees? I mean, what are you seeing out there? I mean, are these recruiters getting their own insurance, or are they trying to plug on a play? Because I know insurance is going up so much. A lot of staffing firms I see, when I find people jobs, that's the first thing they ask, is there benefits?
Yeah.
Because that's like a $15,000, $20,000, could be $30,000 a year. You never know if you don't have any benefits.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you're talking about like internal, like a recruiter. Is that what you're?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So, there's this, I'm excited I get to share this because I use it all the time.
Go for it.
There is a segment of staffing agencies and companies like them that are in the twilight zone. And I kind of joke that like you can hear the music like neener, 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 neener. Like what is like there are no options. Nobody wants to help you because you have 5 people that want to enroll. And the reality with insurances is kind of a volume game, right? Like it takes me just as much effort to write a 50 life group as it does a 500 life group. I mean, there's different maybe ways that the enrollment happens, but at the end of the day, same amount of paperwork, if you will, much more revenue when you have volume. And so there's just been this kind of space in the what I would consider small employer, but from an insurance perspective, they get looked at as usually large employers because they have more than 50 employees eligible with their temp population, but they have 5 people enrolling and that's their corporate population. And so it's been a really like challenging space, and MMA is actually rolling out a program called Simple Benefits that
let's hear about it.
Addresses this. There's a technology piece. Okay, so it's like real traditional medical. So we're not talking about the field plans. You could use these plans as like your minimum value plan. But it's real medical. You can have a Cigna network. There's deductibles from $1,000 to $7,000. A very, very traditional feeling. In terms of qualifying, the program goes down to 2 people eligible, 1 person enrolled. There's no participation requirement. There's no contribution requirement. If you have under 10 people enroll, the entire population does have to do a health questionnaire. But if you have over 10 people enroll, the underwriting is done through AI and prescription drug history, actually. But like I have a Illinois group that I'm working with right now. Basically what we did was we just, we carved out the internal population. So it's only the internal population that's eligible. So they had a much smaller number of people who had to answer the health questionnaires in order to get their rating. And so it is an underwritten product. So you could be declined if you have like a really bad, a serious health condition that's really expensive, because it's designed to protect this product though, so that a lot more people have access to benefits to this type of a program.
That's a great program. Okay, so let's talk about states. Is there some states where we can pull our hair out? I mean, I know some other stuff. The California, Illinois, where you're currently at right now in New Jersey. Are they affecting like the healthcare industry too?
Yes. And I mean, politics and legislation, obviously, I kind of feel like we're going to see some different
change.
I really do think we're going to see some change with the new administration. So it's always changing is kind of the answer, Richard. And, before I transitioned to focusing on staffing as an industry, I really only knew what was going on in Michigan. So part of, becoming an expert in this niche has really exposed me to working nationally. So I'm almost like an expert also in multi-state employer types of industries too. So like hospitality, retail is another space that I operate in. Anything that has a high volume of hourly workers, transportation, agriculture. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think I always say thrive in 25. It's going to happen. I think next year is going to be great for everything, especially in the industry. One thing I want to talk about real quick is I see that you're rolling out some medical solutions for franchises. So, there's a lot of franchise staffing firms. So let's explain that. Jump into that.
So actually that piggybacks on the Simple Benefits program. So when you're a large franchise, obviously the big corporate can have all of these great benefit programs, but the smaller branches tend to be kind of this, fall into that category that I was describing, where maybe they have 5 to 10 or 15 internal employees and, anywhere from 30 to 200 temps. And it's been, it hasn't been an option for a franchisor to offer that as a benefit to their franchisees. So that Simple Benefits program is exactly a great fit for the franchises too. We're kind of trying to take a walk, crawl, run approach. So we'll see this as a big announcement here. It might get more exciting, but we're partnering with our state association groups too, and just, seeing if they want to offer this as a benefit to their members and use it as, a way to attract and retain people to the association so that they can grow, their efforts in their lobbying and their political agendas.
I love what you said there. And I think retaining talent, even internal or even just, candidates going out to work every day in the contract field, that benefit thing is so important for people. I mean, they have kids and stuff like that. I mean, there's daycare. There's so many different programs now that if you don't supply that, they're going to look for another job.
Yeah. And it's not just medical. I mean, to your point, I was on a call this morning, actually, one of my staffing clients is going to roll out a family building, I think is the technical term that we're calling it in the industry, a family building benefit. So that's a benefit that supports anything, and it's very flexible. Actually, it's very interesting. So it covers anything from like infertility or adoption to surrogacy to literally anything. In terms of getting,
you can say anything you want on this show. Go for it.
I don't want to say it wrong.
Okay, yeah.
And there's technical terms and so I don't want to say it wrong, but literally, like, if you want to support all of your employees, whoever they are, in their goals of building a family and just being supported in that journey, right? Like acknowledging that the people that take care of your business are going through things in life that are hard and complicated and that they need support, and they literally want someone to hold their hand. Like acknowledging that, has become super important. So it's not just medical. So I've got family building, tuition reimbursement has been really popular. 401ks, again, like this whole financial, not even just 401ks, but just the whole financial benefits, like educating people. The lifestyle savings accounts have been growing in popularity where, you can basically save for an emergency fund, tax-free on your section 125. So it's payroll deducted. It just goes right in the savings account. Those have been popular too. So it's just, we've become so multidimensional there.
No, and I love going back to it. I think this is so important because I'm going to tell you, everybody these days needs somebody to talk to. The mental health in our society is totally different now. I mean, social media, you can get on there and somebody can bash you. They can bash the show or whatever, and then you might take it personal. I won't, because I don't give two shits. But some people might say, "Oh my God, I didn't get 10 likes." You know how it is social media right now. If people don't get a lot of likes on their things, they actually go into like a mental health coma, I call it, and they're upset because nobody cares about them. This is where I think that your program can help out in all ways because
Oh yeah.
everybody needs it. I'm going to tell you something that I came up with a while back, and I think they should have, every staffing firm should have like a social service person. All they do is talk to people every day, especially in light industrial.
Yep.
Every day, every week you check in with your social worker. You call it the staffing social worker. Yeah. I mean, why not?
It's a great, and that's something, Richard, that because you've been there and you know how impactful it is, you're like, yes, we have this person and yes, that's what they're going to be dedicated on. But like just them being there creates value. You have less issues with your workforce because the person is there. Like they might talk to them one time and know like, okay, if I need help ever again with anything else, I can just call Richard. He's my advocate, what they call it. So the company I was on with earlier for fertility is called Carrot, and they call their counselors Carrot companions. So it's literally designed, and it takes you through a loss of a pregnancy, right? Like that person holds your hand and walks with you. And the reality is outside of social media, the world has just become such a complex place, and humans are exposed to so many more experiences than ever before. Like literally every day it seems like there's a new app or a new program or a new process. Even the iPhone update, like what?
Well, that's you iPhone people. I don't have an iPhone, by the way. Ding ding ding. But all joking aside, I'm a Galaxy boy.
It's something that like in your day-to-day life, when you're trying to get your kids to school and you're trying to get to work and you're trying to follow up on that appointment and your iPhone updates, you're like, it's like there's just so much going on. And so, I think what I see and what I really want to focus on in 2025 is more of these like companions, more of these counselors, coaching, right? Like even acknowledging your workforce is becoming parents. Like ain't nobody here done that before. I mean, it's new for everyone, and it's such a different and individual journey for everyone, that just layering in benefits that really, truly cater to the experience of that person and meet them where they are. It doesn't have to be a medical insurance plan. Like it can literally, like a coaching program. We're seeing a lot this year. We saw a lot of interest in coaching for management. So we have a whole wellness team actually, and just a little plug here. So, when we talk about wellness, it's like, let's, post a poster, let's do a walking challenge. And like, yes, it is, but it's a whole process, right? Like to even start a wellness program, it's like a process of how are we going to make this create value for our organization? What are the metrics that we are going to commit to? Who are the stakeholders? Who are the champions? What's the structure of this thing? And one of my favorite like parts about coming to MMA and like working with a true wellness like service that we have in-house is realizing like, okay, it's not just rolling out like the materials. Like there's a whole buy-in process and a whole piece about being intentional about what you need to do, right? Where are we going to make a difference, and how are we going to know that we're making a difference? And so that's been one of my like favorite things to do at MMA, is to take my clients and prospects through that journey. Because if you're an HR person just trying to roll out a wellness program, like I'm sorry,
and they all do. You know what, Jasmine? I've seen so many rollouts, and they're just the same thing. They roll it out. Nobody participates. Me being a fitness advocate and eat and sleep this, I bring anybody I work with. I'm like, no, we're going to do this together. And I think, like you said, you have to hold somebody's hands. You got to have the Zoom calls. You got to engage them and interact them.
Yeah, you absolutely do. Yeah.
Wellness. Ooh-wee. I mean, you guys got a lot going on here. I didn't realize this. So real quick, before we wrap it up, is there anything else that's coming out that you can give us a sneak peek on?
Oh, anything.
Drum roll.
I will say we've got some really cool stuff coming out around field programs. So the temporary staff, we're launching a new product, but my favorite part of what's new, I think, is the technology, right? So staffing is its own beast, and we have people coming on and off plans. You have people coming, that are have breaks in assignments, that come back and then they're full-time again. And so the managing of that data, the true like administration of a benefits program has been a pretty manual process. Historically, there are some kind of improvements coming, but no one's really done it at scale. And I think MMA is going to be pretty close to that in 2025. So between what we're doing and then also our HR technology team that has some expertise in working with ATS platforms, I think we're going to get a lot closer than we are there. So helping clients, streamline that process and take that like burdensome work off of the payroll team, automate some things, improve the experience for the employees, have really robust communication plans for those benefit programs. I think so. That's like, for me, that's where I'm at in 2025.
Oh, I love it. And I can tell the passion you have. Look at you. You know what? Yes.
I'm such a nerd.
Are coming to town. It's Christmas time, but this is perfect. I mean, I love this time of year, but I got to tell you what, this benefit stuff that you guys are talking about today, this is not going to stop today. I mean, Jasmine, you're coming back on for part 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know that. I didn't know I signed you up for like 5 shows, right? I'm just joking.
I told you I'm in. I love that you're doing this and that you're making it fun. I'm honored that you were my first host.
Yes.
And yeah, let's do it again. This is fun.
Sounds good. So where can everybody reach you at? I know you're on LinkedIn. Give all your plugs out.
Yeah. So Jasmine Piggott. I didn't put my last name up here, but okay. I think you tagged me in the live post, and it's on mine. So on LinkedIn, Jasmine Piggott. You can just contact me there. I don't think anyone. Do you want my whole email address?
No, I'll put in the comments. That's good.
There you go.
Yeah, give them everything you have, your address, everything. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, it's my social security number, my firstborn child, like all of the above.
Oh boy, that's great. So I love it. So we'll put everything in the comments there, Jasmine. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's fun time now. I got to ask you a couple holidays. You ready for this? So favorite Christmas song?
Oh, favorite Christmas song? Like just a song? I mean, I go to Mariah Carey.
I know you're going to say, everybody says that.
Like, I know, it's so nostalgic. It was so funny the other day. Our kids were like, who's Mariah Carey? And we were like,
oh my God, really?
Who are you?
Well, you knew the joke with her. They said they thaw her out once a year just for Christmas. You know that.
But if we're not talking like, the whole album, like dancing and singing, I love the Carol of the Bells is like the
yes, that's good.
That's like magical for me. I go like out of my way to see those concerts like this time of year. I go to churches and stuff because
that's so good stuff. I got to tell you, mine is, and don't laugh at all because I'm an 80s kid, was Wham. Last Christmas, it is so cheesy, but I like to ski and I just love the video, and it's like, it's a great song, isn't it? Did you ever see the video? The video is so cheesy. They're like standing around.
I don't think I have. I'm gonna watch it now for sure.
Yeah, and George Michael has his flow hair going back in the day. I mean, it's like when you watch it and you see the snow and it was over in another country, it was like it was like, wow, gotta love it.
Oh my gosh!
All right. So favorite Christmas movie? Here we go.
Ooh, The Polar Express, like by far.
Really?
Oh yeah. I think for me, it started with the book for sure. Like that is just such a nostalgic piece, and I was like hook, line, and sinker. I mean, I hook, line, and sinker that for my kids. Like there's always bells showing up around Christmas time, and there's all kinds of jingle bells in our Christmas stuff because over the years, just a lot of magic's been happening. But so the let's see, Polar Express, either the old one or the new one. The new one is just like incredibly amazing visually and so really cool. But yeah,
I've never seen it, Jasmine. You want to slap me now? I've never seen it. Ow! Oh, that hurt. That virtual slap. See what happens? So, okay, so I'm going to throw 2 out at you, and you got to tell me these are great. Clark Griswold, okay. You got to have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Of course, yes.
And then me being The Way I Am, Home Alone, the original Home Alone. I mean, come
on. Okay, can I throw another one out there that I think qualifies? Because there's a huge Christmas part, Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Oh God. Actually, I got friends that are like
That might be my
perfect.
favorite all-time movie, all time.
I grew up with a couple guys. I'm not going to mention their names. That are just like both of them, and they still act like that in their 40s and 50s. I love them. I'll see them during drinking eggnog, and they're just like you guys have not changed since you've been 14. So
Oh
it's
my gosh, I love
crazy.
it.
Oh my God. And the last one, and we're done with this, is favorite holiday cartoon.
Ooh, holiday cartoon.
Ooh.
Let's see. What is it? Is it the I'm like gonna lose the name, but isn't there a Snoopy one?
Oh, Peanuts, Charlie Brown.
Yes, I think.
Charlie Brown's okay.
Yeah.
I think the best is Frosty. Who doesn't love Frosty?
Frosty. Okay.
Frosty melted. Remember, he melted. You know, he said, "I'll be back on Christmas Day." His big slogan.
Yeah. No, okay. I forgot about that one.
And then there's the Grinch. I mean, who doesn't love the Grinch?
The Grinch, yes. Okay, so like animated movies for sure. Yeah, the Grinch is definitely up there.
You're a mean one. That song.
Mr. Grinch.
Stink.
Okay. The new soundtrack, the soundtrack for the new Grinch movie, I think like Jim Carrey might be in that one, is so funny. There's a great Grinch song on there that my kids just love. We literally listen to it on repeat. It's kind of like a rap song. Check it out.
I will check it out. All right, Jessamine, that's it. We're out of here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having
and we'll see you next time. How
Yeah.
can I say it again? Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everybody. Talk to you soon. Take care.
Peace.